Greetings, my name is Rob McCoy of RAM Communications. Welcome back to Telecom 101. In this segment, we are continuing our discussion on SD-WAN. Hopefully you had a chance to watch our introduction on SD-WAN. You now have a better idea of what SD-WAN is and how your organization can use it to enhance your business telecommunications. In this installment, we are going to remind you of the business drivers behind SD-WAN. I will talk to you more specifically about what separates an enterprise-level SD-WAN from the pretenders. Then we will take a look at two features you will want for your SD-WAN solution. What factors will drive businesses toward SD-WAN? If you're like most businesses, then you are probably interested in trying to do more with less. In this case, what we're talking about is saving money on things like equipment costs, service costs, setup costs, things of that nature. But there is a challenge. According to industry experts, bandwidth needs are doubling every 3 years here in the United States. If that's true, then something we want to ask ourselves is how in the world is my business going to keep up with the need for more bandwidth, and at the same time, how will I control my infrastructure costs if I need more bandwidth? SD-WAN brings new efficiencies that will provide better visibility, control, and ultimately provide you better decision making on where and when you need to deploy bandwidth for your staff needs. So before we move further along, let's review a few points that we covered in part 1 of our SD-WAN discussion. Once again, SD-WAN is a software application that can deliver and control VPN services from a cloud-based location. SD-WAN can mesh several internet services into a stronger and more dynamic connection to the outside world. SD-WAN, or software-defined wide area networks, allow for faster network deployments because SD-WAN can use any bandwidth provider to establish a network endpoint. Potentially, SD-WAN can also save an organization money by phasing out certain pieces of network equipment. Why should your business care, much less be interested in SD-WAN? SD-WAN can enhance your overall productivity by maximizing available bandwidth. If and when your business is ready to place more functions or services with a cloud provider, there is the potential to save on operating costs. However, how do you ensure the most reliable connection to the cloud without breaking the bank? After all, once you start moving critical services out of your office and into the cloud, you're going to become more dependent on your outside connection than ever before. If we agree that your connection to the outside world is mission critical, then consider an enterprise-level SD-WAN solution. What do you get with an enterprise-level solution? To ensure the highest level of reliability and productivity, you need several ingredients for success. First, make sure that you're working with a reputable vendor who will help you identify, prioritize, and select the best solution for your budget and operating needs. Like all things telecommunications, you will find that the choices in pricing will vary greatly among the SD-WAN providers in the marketplace. If your operation requires the highest level of uptime productivity, then you also need to consider the enterprise-level SD-WAN solution. With an enterprise-class SD-WAN provider, you're leveraging a world-class network that has built-in redundancy and multiple copies of your data in multiple locations. Your reliability is dependent upon the survivability of your network provider. Think of it like a bank. If you want to put your assets in the most secure and reliable system possible, you want to know what kind of network and assurances your bank can provide you. Same thing here with your SD-WAN provider. Remember, start with the WAN side of the equation first, the wide area network. Then choose the best provider you can find. There's another critical component behind this with your enterprise provider. And that is, what kind of ability or capability does your provider have to automatically reroute your service in the event of an outage? This is where a protocol called Hot Standby Router plays a critical role. Hot Standby Router Protocol, or HSRP, is a protocol that cloud-based servers use to link multiple routers on one virtual device. This protocol provides automatic backup on what are called hot links to other servers at other addresses. If the primary service goes down, the information automatically reroutes to spare devices which are on standby. Meanwhile, from your location, your SD-WAN router continues to connect to the same IP address. There are no adjustments that you or your IT staff need to make on your end. Business continues as usual. Now, let's take a look at how this technology helps you at the LAN level in your local office environment. You may recall some of the points that I talked about with network redundancy in part 1. Let's dive in a little deeper here and see how a specific application in the enterprise SD-WAN level will help you deliver information as reliably and efficiently as possible. What we're talking about here is a technology or a protocol known as forward error correction mode. This is by no means a new technology, and in fact its predecessors date back to the 1950s in radio applications. But why is it being used today in an SD-WAN environment? Well, first, understand that any data transmission can contain errors or incomplete information as it travels from point A to point B. If we want to have the best video and audio quality in our transmission, we need a system that will keep errors and omissions to a minimum. Otherwise, the end result is going to be poor video and poor audio. How does forward error correction mode solve these problems? FEC, as it's known, sends redundant bits of data to the endpoint and can insert missing bits as needed in the final packet delivery. This is especially important for SD-WAN since, in many SD-WAN applications, the service is sitting on top of a cable internet or a DSL service for delivery. As you may know, cable and DSL connections can have packet loss and latency, even in so-called business class offerings. Forward error correction mode can help overcome these performance shortcomings and improve performance. However, keep in mind, FEC is not a standard feature, and you will want to confirm this feature with your SD-WAN provider.